Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Well, more now on the impact of Brexit. And this programme has discovered that the government is set to spend £20 million recruiting doctors from the EU to work as GPs in England. The recruitment campaign, announced last April, is looking to hire around 500 doctors over the next 4 years. But so far, they've only found a handful. Our cameras were given exclusive access to one private company which is trying to recruit doctors from Europe, as our health and social care correspondent Victoria MacDonald reports.
It's not even 8 a.m. and the Lowther surgery is filling up. It's first come, first served to see a GP every weekday morning. Sometimes the queues go out the door. The pressures are the same elsewhere, of course, too many patients. But here in Whitehaven, Cumbria, they have an added problem. Not enough doctors. 1 in 4 GP posts are unfilled. Twice the national average.
Hi there, how are you feeling?
Once there were 8 partners here, now there are only 2, helped by 3 doctors on salary.
So what time do you leave home and what time do you get back home?
So I leave home at about 20 to 7 in the morning, and I always leave here by 11 o'clock.
PM?
PM, yes. I won't stay later than 11 o'clock.
So what to do about situations like this? Well, NHS England does have a plan, a 5-year plan to recruit and retain more family doctors. And as we've also discovered via a Freedom of Information request, they've also set aside £20 million to hire 500 GPs from abroad.
Nearly a year in, a pilot scheme has managed to recruit just 12 European doctors, soon to arrive in Lincolnshire. So where can they be found? Portugal is on the list. It's a fertile recruiting ground, not least because GPs could earn 40% more by coming to the UK.
Good afternoon, Doctor. Good afternoon.
This is a recruitment session in Lisbon last weekend. A company, Primary Care People, interviewed 8 doctors here and in Porto. It's not part of the NHS England scheme, but they've identified a gaping hole in the market, and they think they can fill at least part of it. The obvious question to a 58-year-old family doctor is why?
2 years ago, Portugal was in a very severe austerity, so my income has dropped a lot, and I saw Lion Recruitment asking for GPs, so I saw that as an amazing opportunity.
How are you?
So money for him, but for another it was feeling unappreciated.
I'm working and I do my best, but I think nobody recognizes it. So there is a sensation of frustration, I don't know how to say in English, frustration. But is it worthwhile to change this security job for another venture in Manchester or Birmingham, I don't know.
A sentiment perhaps recognised by UK family doctors. Language is, and this was obvious, one of the biggest barriers. The company has set up a scholarship scheme to help them improve their English and pass the necessary exams.
It's not about getting clinicians, getting them in, putting them into a practice which, you know, has got a severe need in terms of workforce. This is about a long-term sustainable solution. So if we have clinicians coming in and they feel comfortable, they feel that this was a conscious decision that they made, actually in 3 years' time when someone speaks to that clinician about what it's like in the UK, they're going to say, yes, it's great.
Of course, it's not free. They will charge the NHS £120,000 for each GP. Cheaper, they say, than the cost of locums, and it takes into account the training and relocation.
So there's a lot of associated costs that we will take on board as an organisation, which means that there has to be a cost element in terms of it needs to make financial sense for us to be able to do it as well.
There is a real sense of urgency to all this, not only because, of course, we need more doctors back in England, but because of Brexit looming on the horizon. They know that they have to get the Portuguese GPs from here to there as soon as possible.
Even without reassurances from the UK government that they will be allowed to stay post-Brexit, this doctor wasn't concerned.
That doesn't worry me at all, because I think we should keep traveling abroad and gaining experiences in other countries and dealing with other cultures.
Speak to medical authorities in Portugal, however, and they are conflicted. England is, after all, planning to lure away expensively trained talent.
What we are seeing is we are seeing the best going abroad. And of course, this in the medium term will have their effects in our NHS. And so we are very, very worried about that.
Back in Whitehaven, however, the recruitment problem remains the same. Wherever the doctors come from, geography for a start. It's a long way from training opportunities or big hospitals or even airports to get back home.
We're okay providing nobody leaves and providing nobody gets ill. But if that situation changes, it took at least a year to find each of our salaried partners. Even though we keep reinventing what we're doing, if we can't add more people into the pot down the track, we aren't going to be able to keep the service going. So we're okay now, but something's got to change.
And across England, 1 in 8 posts are unfilled. There's a shortage of trainees and 1/3 of family doctors are due to retire in the next 5 years. It's just not yet obvious what part Europe can play in fixing this problem.
Victoria McDonald reporting there.
I've been getting away.